Okay, we're here.
I love it.
Wait, let me just see if I can open this up. So, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sorry, we're a little bit late. Traffic kind of pushed us back a little bit, but we're happy you're here. I'm so excited to be here, number one, because this has been something that has been such a surprise to me over the last couple of months. I've struggled with my weight in not an overweight thing my whole life, but I was a really fat kid and made fun of. And so that was just how my life was. It was pretty bad as I was growing up. And then when I turned 16, I joined a swim team with one of my girlfriends and I lost a ton of weight over the summer. And when I went back to school, I was like popular. Like everybody was like, "Oh, look, oh, yeah, will you date me?" I mean, all the things. And so I learned then that I needed to stay skinny. I might cry as I say this, but I learned that, and I spent my whole life. I'm 72. I spent my whole life since 16 years old trying to stay thin, and I did a really good job of it. But at times, and then I had some really great times and really not great times. But it's always been a struggle for me to stay thin because that's always been my goal. And if I ever got to be 10 or 15 pounds over my what I thought my right weight was, I would panic and I would start doing some really crazy, unhealthy things. I mean, I could name for you all the unhealthy things I've done over my lifetime. I'm in a really good place now. I've gotten a lot of help over the years, but I still struggle with knowing like I think I'm eating healthy, but I didn't realize all the things that are involved and the choices that we make and how important it is to make choices that feed your body and fuel your body in a healthy way. And so when I heard about Bailey King's program, I was like, I wasn't even looking for it. I was just ready to start restricting again. And that was kind of going to be my thing because I've gained like 20 pounds over the past since the pandemic really, and I just never have been able to get it off. I could lose 2 or 3, maybe 5, but then it would just go right back up. So when I heard Bailey's program, first of all, I was not looking for it, number one, but I also was intrigued because I was seeing people who are having this amazing amount of success and saying great things about how they were feeling. And so I went to the free workshop, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't intend to stay in the free workshop. I'm like, I am not going for a long workshop, but it was so fun and it was so informative. And we left, all of us kind of left just being like, wow, that was amazing information. And so that was kind of what got me started. And I did end up, becoming a part of the group, and it's one of the best things that I've ever done for my age because I have two special needs grandkids. A lot of you guys know that. I need to be able to lift these babies and these big kids up for a long time, and I can right now, but I need to be strong and I need to be healthy. And so that's a really, really big goal of mine. And I see the possibility of this. I see how, I said, just see that happening. Now I've lost 20 pounds. Like that's pretty cool. Like I'm really at my goal weight. I still have like some flabby, whatever, but that's exercise is going to help with that. But the thing that happened to me I was telling Bailey this a couple of weeks ago, like we learned about visceral fat one week and about how one of the side effects of visceral fat is
Yeah.
prolapse in women. And 2 years ago, I lifted up Owen, who was really big, and I just felt like all my insides drop out. And I went through a whole series of all kinds of, exercises, PTs, all kinds of specialists, and they ended up recommending that I use a pessary. Was a pessary is something you put up inside you, like kind of like a diaphragm with holes in it, and that kind of holds everything up in place, and it works fine. It has some really crappy side effects, though, a lot of discharge, and you have to take it out and clean it, put it back in. So it's a little bit gross, but I was just like, you know what? I felt really good on it. And so I was content that that was the way it was going to be. But you take it out, and whenever I would take it out to clean it, I
Well,
would leave
and
it out
let's be
sometimes
real,
for a
there
couple of
was
days.
no
And I
conversation
would
about.
put it back in. And so we were talking on a call one day, and Bailey was talking about this prolapse thing with women, and I thought, wait a second, I haven't had this pessary back in 2 weeks. It's now been, I think, 6 weeks, maybe more, that I haven't had that back in, and I don't feel like I need it at all. That is such a huge win. Like I don't have to buy mini pads anymore because I'm not having anything that I have to worry about coming out of me because your body doesn't really want that in there. So that's a big deal for me. And it kind of makes me realize that there's so many other things that I'm going to be healing in my body. So that's why I'm really excited to kind of just kind of offer this to anybody else who's interested in just learning another way. Because I think there's a lot of women like me who maybe you don't only need to lose 20 pounds, maybe you need to lose more, but don't know how to eat in a way that makes us feel great or makes us age well, which is really what I'm looking for. And so that's kind of my story. And I'm 3 months in. Like I said, I am pretty much at goal weight. I could keep going if I wanted to, but it's not really my priority. My priority is just to be strong and just look good in my clothes. And all my clothes, I'm either having to sew them and take them in, get rid of them, or buy something new. And so that feels really great. Like that has been, I don't think I've been this weight since my kids were babies, and my daughter's 42. So, and so I've just stayed in that weight range, that 20, 25 pound weight range all those years, always in my middle. And I have a waist again.
I
My
love it.
waist is smaller than my hips, which hasn't been forever. So, so that's really my story. And so I really want to like let Bailey talk a little bit about her story. And Bailey, maybe you could talk a little bit too about like why you even started this, like how that triggered, and then
Yeah.
anything else that you feel is
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah, I will definitely try to keep this short. And just a huge thank you for having me. I love your story. I love your energy. I love having you in our community. I think it's super cool that you have this desire to help other women because let's be real. If you are listening this far to this video, it is probably because you have felt stuck or frustrated or misunderstood by the medical world, or you feel like GLP-1s and shots are the only possible way you could lose weight, but you're worried about the side effects. And the truth is that as collectively as women, we're not exactly heard and cared for when it comes to weight loss in a healthy way. And so my story starts back in middle school. I have struggled with my weight, honest to God, since middle school. And I did the Weight Watchers, I did the keto, I did the Trim Healthy Mama, I did the Nutrisystem, I did so many different things, and none of them were focused on health, just weight loss. And I got myself in a really bad place health wise, trying to get skinny or what I thought was healthy. And so I had my sixth baby, and of course, I couldn't get the weight off because now I was 40 and what is going on with my body? And so I dove into what does true health and weight loss look like after 40? And it all revolves around eating the right types of foods to work with your hormones so your body will burn fat with ease. Now, to burn fat, awesome. With ease, I've never said in my life, right? Like I have scraped for every pound or half a pound that I've ever lost. And so to eat twice as much as I've ever eaten, feel the best I've ever felt, have a really severe autoimmune completely managed, be at a lower weight than I remember from high school on, have energy, homeschool six kids, be off of all prescription medications. I just want to shout from the rooftops. There is hope and there is actual healing that takes place when you understand what to eat, when to eat, and how to move your body, even as 50, 60, 70, and 80-year-old women. And the health and the joy that can come from that is like the best thing I've ever done with my life. I'm so proud to have a piece in helping women get their spark back, get their joy back, get their skinny jeans back, get that me back, right? And so I felt very convicted about a year ago that this is really what God was calling me to do, is to help women in this space. And at first I was like, me, the girl who's always been fat, like, are you kidding me? But I think that's what draws women to this, is that they realize that I am in the same shoes most women are in just a year ago. And so in this free workshop, it's 3.5 hours, but like Gwen says, we move, we shake, we get things done. It's very interactive. It goes very quick. But in this 3 hour workshop is totally free. You guys can just drop the word workshop and Gwen will get you the link to come. But we cover what to eat and how much to eat. I can guarantee your metabolism has slowed down significantly because you're not eating enough or you're skipping breakfast or, right? And so we'll talk about those things. We'll give you an AI tool so you can plan your entire week of meals and grocery lists and recipes in like 5 minutes. And it's healthy and it's simple. And if you don't like quinoa, you can skip the quinoa. And if your kids love broccoli, you can add broccoli, and it's so easy, right? Like we want those tools. And then we'll talk about how do you manage overwhelm, because overwhelm raises cortisol, cortisol raises belly fat. And so we kind of weave these pieces of like, what does womanhood require of you to be your healthiest? And skinny is the result, longevity and health is the goal. And so I love exactly what you said, Glenn. I have thought about your story so many times since I heard it, right? Because you don't have that prolapse because the visceral fat, that scary disease causing fat around your organs, is disappearing. That is what every single woman should be going for because now it means at 90, you're not on 17 prescriptions. You're not in a nursing home. You are on the hiking trail. You are lean. You are strong. You know the exact steps. You will never unknow the exact 3 steps that you need to take every week to keep you lean, strong, and disease resistant. It's no longer a mystery. You've been handed it and you know it and you're executing it and you can execute it every week for the rest of your life. And that's the empowerment that I love to help women see because so many of us have felt so disempowered. This calories in, calories out, whether that's Weight Watchers or XYZ, is such a load of crap, right? It really doesn't keep us healthy. It doesn't help our hormones. It just starves us and slows our metabolism down. And so to know that there's a different way is like my favorite thing right now to really just help women feel their best. And the side effect is most of us are looking the best we've looked in years. We had one lady, um, she's 84 years old, and she just got down to the size she was at her wedding 60 years ago. And I'm like screaming from the rooftops, this can work from anyone. And we've got one gal, she just hit 100 pounds down, I think in like 7 months. One gal, she just hit 30 pounds down and she is 90 days in. And, she emailed me this morning. I tried for a year to get 5 pounds off, to have 30 pounds off in, I think this is 3 or 4 months. Like she can't even believe it because it's been such a struggle. And so I would love for any of your friends, if they're half as cool as you, they're more than welcome to come to the next workshop. It's this Sunday. Gwen will get you the link if you guys comment workshop. If you're not available this Sunday, still fill out the registration page. We'll text you the next available date so you can get into that one before it fills up. But anything else, Gwen, you want me to touch on?
No, I mean, you've been doing this yourself for over a year.
Just under a year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Uh, so where did you learn all this?
Yeah, I was able to, I feel like it's kind of a God thing. I got lined up with a couple of nutritionists and doctors that were offering courses specific to insulin. I felt like that was my missing piece. So I dove in, took their courses, simplified it because it wasn't the easiest of learning structures, and then added the habits and home pieces that I think are just as critical. Because if your habits in your home don't feel flow and ease, then health choices kind of become like second choices, right? And so we weave all three together, the health, the home, the habits, so that it's more than just getting skinny. It is literally how do you manage your overwhelm? What do you know about parasite cleanse? And how do we get worms and parasites out of you? And so many different pieces that I think makes this well-rounded to feel your best in so many aspects, not just the size of your jeans. Because yes, I'm in the smallest jeans I've ever bought in my life. Thank you. Love it. So happy. More happy that I feel healthier than I've ever felt and more in control of so many aspects of my health and family and well-being besides just the scale. So
Mhm.
yeah, so learn from them and then a bunch of other courses that I've kind of taken over the years, weaved it all together into something that, doesn't require training for a marathon, doesn't require CrossFit, nobody's doing burpees. It's just a very simple but super effective plan. Awesome. Any questions coming in that you're seeing, Gwen?
I can't see anything coming in right now. I'll have to answer questions when we're done. But
Yeah, yeah, totally.
I just want to say that like I have like a huge amount of gratitude because I mean, at my age, like to be waking up in the morning without being in pain, with having energy. I don't need a nap in the afternoon. There's just so many good things that have improved just since I changed the way I've been eating. And so I'm just like I'm actually shocked. I'm shocked at how just food can make such a difference and changing the way you exercise. Like I don't have to go to the gym anymore. Like that was the worst. So
I
I'm
think
doing the kind of things just in a much easier way, but also a much more effective way. And so,
And I
um,
hear that so often, right? I'm sleeping for the first time through the night in 10 years. I had all the pieces, but I didn't know how to put them together. Everything in the health world is so confusing. You've simplified it. Like we hear that a lot.
mhm,
And I think if you feel that way, it's not shameful. It's kind of just this over information world we're in. And so if we can help simplify it to make it effective,
mhm.
like more than happy to be able to help people with that.
That's amazing. So I just want to encourage anybody I mean, the workshop itself is hugely valuable. Even if you just do the free workshop on Sunday, you will gain so much knowledge about things that you probably never knew about. I am in the program and I'm loving being in the program because it's changed. It's changed everything about the way I'm looking at my life. So I encourage you to just to get the information. It's better than not getting the information,
Yeah,
and then
for
make
sure.
your decision from there.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for
Okay.
having me,
Bailey,
and
thank you
hopefully,
so, so
yeah,
much.
you're welcome.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Bye bye.